Join me as I explore 3 terms used with fresh milled flour. Welcome to White Shadow Fare. Make it homemade and make it with love. What do Tangzhong, Autolyse, and bran mash have in common? They're all 3 terms that are used with fresh milled flour. They're used to help soften the bran and make the bread softer. Now, who doesn't want that? Let's explore these and see how they're used. Bran mash is a technique used to soften the bran in fresh milled flour products. I'm going to be making my sourdough sandwich bread that I've been making every week. I use this for my morning toast. Benefits of sourdough and fresh milled flour together. I'm going to show you how to use all 3 of these techniques. They can be used individually, but today I'm going to use them all together. I'm making 4 loaves because I'm giving some to my sister today. And as you can see, my starter is nice and bubbly. It's got lots of air bubbles in there, so it's doing well. And my starter is 30 grams of starter, 30 grams of honey, 60 grams of water, and 120 grams of fresh milled flour. I ground my fresh milled flour. For my sandwich bread, I always do a 50-50 hard red wheat and hard white wheat mixture. So I'm going to start by doing the bran mash. So I've never done this before, but I thought I would give this a try. So I quadrupled the recipe that I'm giving you here. The recipe I'm giving you makes just 1 loaf, but I am making 4 loaves today. So all you're doing is sifting out and getting the largest pieces of bran. So this is just my regular sifter that I use, nothing special about it, and it's getting just the absolute largest pieces. A bran mash softens the sharp edges of the bran and makes it so that your bread is softer and lighter. You're going to be adding it back in when you go ahead to knead, so you aren't losing any nutritional value when you do this process. Bran mash can be used whether you are making bread, cookies, or cakes. Now that I've collected the largest pieces of bran, I've got some boiling water off to the side. I'm going to measure that boiling water and subtract it from the amount of liquid added to my recipe. I don't want to add any extra liquid at all. If your recipe calls for 300 grams of water and you use 50 grams of water making your bran mash, you'll only add 250 grams to your total recipe. There's no right amount of water to add here. I just added enough to make mine moist, but you can certainly add more if you want it to be soupy. Just make sure that you subtract it from your total amount, and you need to cover it and let it sit and soften that bran for at least 1 hour. And now we've completed the bran mash technique. It will get added back in when it's time to knead, so you won't be losing any nutrition. Bran mash is especially useful for breads because it helps your flour have better gluten development without those sharp edges of the bran. Now we're looking at the Tangzhong method. So you're just cooking a bit of fresh milled flour and liquid to make a gel-like substance that is going to make your bread softer and let it have a longer shelf life. So we're going to start by measuring out a very small portion, somewhere between 5 to 20% of your fresh milled flour and the liquid from the recipe. You're going to use 1 gram of flour to 5 grams of liquid. So you're going to cook the fresh milled flour and the liquid over low heat until it becomes thick and a paste-like substance. Then you're going to remove it from the heat. You're going to cover it and let it come to room temperature and add it back into your recipe when it's time to knead. Make sure you measure carefully and subtract both the flour and the liquid from your recipe, unless the recipe has already subtracted it out for you. So start by adding your flour and your liquid. In my case, it's my fresh milled flour 50-50 blend along with milk, and I'm going to whisk it to get it well incorporated, and then I'm going to put it on a very low heat. It only takes a few minutes to come to this gel-like substance, and it is magical. This is a technique I use quite frequently, and it has made a difference in the softness of my bread, cookies, and cakes. Once the mixture starts to thicken, you're probably going to want to switch to a spatula. Otherwise, it gets stuck all in your whisk and it's a little more difficult to remove. I'm just scraping down the bottom so that it doesn't stick or burn onto the bottom. Once again, this is on a very low heat. And once I see that it's coming together, I'm going to turn off the heat, give it just a few minutes, and then I'm going to put it in a bowl with a lid or a piece of cling wrap and let it sit out on the counter to come to room temperature, or if I'm in a hurry, I've even stuck it in the refrigerator. Now the Tangzhong for today's recipe is 35 grams of fresh milled flour and 175 grams of milk. You can even make it the night before. The Tangzong method is perfect for anything that you want to keep super soft. So you wouldn't use this for a rustic bread that you want to have that kind of pull to, but think soft, pillowy rolls. A sandwich bread is perfect for it, and cakes as well. There's something about this gel-like mixture that helps to lock in the moisture and extends the shelf life of your baked good. Just like the bran mash, we're going to add the Tangzong back into our recipe when it's time to knead. So let's review the recipe that I'm going to use here. 300 grams of water minus what was used for the bran mash, 75 grams of honey, 45 grams of oil, 500 grams of fresh milled flour, 15 grams of vital wheat gluten, and 12 grams of salt. Now we're going to start talking about Autolyse. This is going to help with gluten development. It's going to soften the bread because it's hydrating the flour. It's said that it improves the flavor, the rise, the extendability, so how much it stretches. What you're doing is you're hydrating that flour, which was so dry when you milled it, so it's giving it extra moisture. So you're giving it the time to soak in the moisture and do what it needs to do for your baking needs. This is a technique that I have used from the very beginning of baking with fresh milled flour. I use it in sourdough, and it really does make a huge amount of difference. Autolysing should take anywhere from 30 minutes on, so you need to do a minimum of 30 minutes of an autolyse. So here I'm just adding in my flour, and then I'm going to add all of the other ingredients except for salt and the yeast, and I'm going to mix all of those ingredients together. Now some people like to keep out the oil because they say the oil coats the flour and makes it hard for it to soak in, so that is your choice, but it's all of your ingredients minus salt and yeast. And in this instance here, I've added no salt, but in the other half of my dough I did add the salt to see if there is a difference. But by definition, an autolyse has everything added to it except for the yeast and the salt. So I wanted to see if adding the salt really made that big of a difference in the final product. Once you have your ingredients added, you're going to mix it for no more than about 30 seconds just to get everything incorporated and moistened so that it can begin to hydrate. Put the cover on, let the autolyse take place for at least 30 minutes. I usually do somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. And then I came back and added my salt. Now I'm going to add the bran mash and the Tangzong from earlier that have cooled down. And then I will add my starter, which is my yeast for this sandwich bread. If you're doing a long autolyse to hydrate for a very long time, place it in the refrigerator so that you can prevent fermenting or spoilage. Once again, this technique, autolyse, is just giving the fresh milled flour time to hydrate and act like a normal flour would. So it's well worth the effort. So to my mixture, I've added the Tangzong, the bran mash, the salt, and I've added my stiff starter. And now I'm going to knead for about 10 minutes. Some people are really persnickety about looking for window pane. That isn't something that I do very often because I know what my bread should feel like when it is all said and done. So after 10 minutes, it's now clearing the sides of the bowl. It's extremely stretchy, so I know it's ready to rest and rise, but I do need to divide this into large loaves. So this loaf of bread is going to go into a very large pan, and I need to divide it evenly, and I do like to measure it out so that I get it as close to the same size loaves as possible. So you'll see when I pull on this how absolutely stretchy and smooth this bread is. It's amazing the way that it feels and how much more stretchy it is than usual. The autolyse makes an enormous difference. And the dough that I autolysed with salt really didn't make any difference at all. I couldn't tell which loaf was which. Once the dough is risen to almost twice its size, I'm going to shape it, place it in large bread pans, cover, and let it rise for 2 to 4 more hours. And look at how huge these loaves are. Whoever thought that wheat bread only makes hard, dense bricks is completely wrong. They're big, they're beautiful. I used all 3 methods, and I think I'll be doing that from now on. So I hope you learned a little bit about these techniques. I hope that it helps solve a few problems for you. Like it did for me. It will make your bread very delicious. If you haven't done so already, Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment below. It would really help me out. So let's review. A bran mash is sifting out the largest bran from fresh milled flour, soaking it in boiled water, and adding it back in at the kneading process. There is no loss of nutrition. A tangzong is cooking on low heat a portion of the flour and the liquid to form a gel-like paste, cooling it down, adding it back in to extend the shelf life and the moisture of your bread product. And finally, an autolyse is to mix all of the ingredients except for salt and yeast and add it to the flour to hydrate for 30 minutes or more. It will make it more stretchy. It gives better gluten development for your bread. Every fresh milled flour product will benefit from an autolyse. I hope you learned something about these techniques today, and thank you for joining me at White Shadow Fare.